You good?
Yes, sir.
All right. Loud button. So the draft should be the world knows what to do with their first pick.
Yeah, you're breaking up, dude.
Yeah, it's got to be the service here.
I figured that's what it would end up being. Let's see. I got to turn the draft on. I don't even have anything turned on.
Yeah, I can see it going back and forth.
There we go.
More to Tennessee, right?
Yeah, probably so. I would imagine that's where we're at. Unfortunately for him.
Does that pick make you nervous for the future or no?
Well, I mean, like, you know how I feel about Cam. Like, I've been on him for like 3 years, bro. Like, that's my dude. So, I think like the only saving grace, which like is unfortunate. Like, obviously, I'm wishing for him, to have success and stuff like that. I mean, I want him to be great because I've always thought so highly of him. But really, like, if you're a Colts fan and you're watching it, like, kind of the crux of it would end up being, Tennessee has never really developed quarterbacks very well, like especially ones that they've drafted. I mean, there's not a lot of history there of them. I mean, just recently. I mean, like Ryan Tannehill was pretty much like has been the best quarterback for them for probably the last at least like 15 years. Mariota, obviously picked him very high, didn't work out. Levis, I picked him. Doesn't seem like it's going to be working out because they're already picked. All directions point towards them. Roger Goodell's riding out on a bicycle, so that's yeah. We'll see. It's wait and see. But as far as just like talent wise, like he's got the talent and his ability to like lead people, I think is so underrated. Like nobody ever talks about that with Cam, but like everywhere he's been at, he's just been an unreal leader. So he's possibly like, once he gets in there to Tennessee, like he's gonna push those guys. Like he's not gonna just come in and like, be a normal rookie where he sits back and pays the dues, anything like that. Like he's gonna take command of shit, like stuff, my bad, like right away. And yeah, I think he's going to be a really good player in this league for a long time. I think he's got the goods. So we'll see. But it's just another, just another quarterback in the AFC South now that the Colts are probably going to have to contend with.
Can you explain to me why Roger Goodell is back on right now?
That's what I just said. I didn't know if you saw it. I guess y'all are like delayed in there, I guess. Yeah. Dude, it's the draft. Like you're there. Like it's its own circus. Like if you've ever attended, like I don't know, I can't see like how many people we have in here watching or anything like that, but
Little Wayne's here.
Yeah, like if you've ever attended the draft or anything like it, it's an absolute madhouse. It's a circus. But it's fun, so. How beautiful is Lambeau?
It is.
How beautiful is it there in Lambeau?
Oh, it's very cold. The stadium, everything's nice. It's amazing. It's great. It's cold. That's the only problem.
What's the temp there? You said 48? Ooh. I can't hear anything you're saying. Yeah, 48. That's tough, dude. It was 82 here. It's 82 degrees here where I'm at. So it's warm today. I spent a little bit out time washing some cars, doing the outside thing.
Yeah, it was freezing early outside, so I had to come inside quick.
There you go. I hear you much better now. So about time to crack open a cold one here and get ready for whatever's about to happen. I don't know. We always hear like
I'll take the warm weather any day.
Yeah, it was 82 here, bro. So Adam Schefter put out that tweet earlier too. He's like, oh, it's gonna be explosive in the first round. Like the top 10 could be explosive. I was just sitting there and I read that and I'm like, I feel like we say that every year. Like I feel like I see that tweet every year. It's like this first round is so unpredictable. It could be super explosive. Ass. I don't think so. I mean, I don't know. You might see like a couple trades, a couple moves. Like I don't think you're going to see anything though that's going to like just blow your mind like explosive, unless it's like I don't know. I guess like after like the Luka Doncic trade in the NBA, I'm at the point to where like unless it's something like that, like nothing's going to shock me in this league. Like it's going to be like Josh Allen getting moved for pick number 2 overall and like 3 first rounders. Like that's explosive to me. A team going from like pick 5 to pick 2, that's not explosive. Like that doesn't do much for me. So I am curious because obviously we haven't had a show in a while. So we've enjoyed the off season. I've had a lot of change personally. Like there's been a lot going on. Like got laid off from work like a month ago. So ended up got a new job, like bought a new vehicle. We've been like it's just been crazy over here. I know like you've had a ton going on too, especially with work. So we haven't had a show in a while. So we haven't really talked too much about this since our last one. Obviously the Colston Loveland to the Colts train has like really picked up steam. You've seen it now probably over the last weekish. So like almost all the mock drafts it's Colston Loveland. A lot of that is because Tyler Warren's projected to be gone a little bit earlier. But we haven't really talked about Colston Loveland. Outside of me and Colts Film Room talking about him on our spaces or on shows and stuff like that. But I've heard your thoughts on the two guys. So that's kind of like my question for you is because we haven't really talked about it too much is like, are you like Tyler Warren or bust, or like, do you like Colston Loveland too? Or are you just like team tight end? I don't care who it is. Just please God get us a tight end, which he just had to drop off their internet. So if you didn't know, Marcus is at the draft. He's literally in the room in Green Bay there in the media section. And so obviously there's a lot of computers. There's a lot of Wi-Fi going on there. It's wild. If it's anything like it was in Kansas City, it's like impossible to get a good service. And that was in Kansas City too. So he's in Green Bay, which is a lot smaller. So I don't know if they're running like fiber optic around that area or not. Probably not. But yeah, it's it's going to be like hit or miss as far as like him coming in. But in the meantime, I will be here to, I guess, take any questions. Like if anybody has any questions. Yes, Jacob, long time no see. I agree, dude. It's been a while. It's been a hot minute. We've had a lot going on, but draft is here. We're here to cover it. We're here to go over roughly. I don't know if we'll like go crazy about all the selections, but definitely when the Colts move, we'll definitely be here to talk about it for sure. Warren or Loveland, or I jump off a bridge. We don't want you to jump off a bridge. That's my feelings on it is like there's so many holes on this roster, especially like when it comes to the draft, right? You look this is just my personal opinion. I think this is how a lot of football people look at it too. It's very different from like the fan perspective, where the fan perspective is like the draft. Like you want to get a dude like just right now that just comes out as like an all pro, like it's a 1 year thing. Like the draft to me is not about year one. The draft to me is about year 3, year 4. Like that's what you're taking. You're taking a guy. I mean, you would love, like, ideally, they would contribute in 2025, but realistically, like these guys take time. Like it takes, you gotta be patient. So you're really drafting really for 2027 or 2028 even. It's that's really kind of what you're looking for. And when you look at this roster, really, like obviously Bernard Ryman's about to get paid. We don't know what's going on with Braden Smith. The right guard situation is right now to me like a disaster. I know everybody thinks Gonzalez is just going to slide right in at right guard. I don't think he is. I think they view him strictly as a swing tackle. And you've seen what an upgrade he is, as far as like the swing tackle and stuff like that. And I think to me it's right guard, and then you specifically edge. You look at edge, right? Gosh, man, like Latu's the only guy under contract after this year ends, as an edge. That's it. They go into this offseason with one edge under contract. That's not ideal for that room. Kwity Paye's obviously, possibly, if they want to re-sign him, he's going to command a big deal. Taekwon Lewis, Samson Ebukam, like all those guys are free agents after this year. Even Kwity Paye, like if he doesn't want to sign here, he's the free agent. And so you're looking at a completely barren, edge room. And we know Chris Ballard, like he will not ignore the trenches. And I think that's the right approach, honestly. Then you have DeForest Buckner and Grover Stewart. Both are in their 30s now. Or I don't know if Grover's hit 30 yet, but he's approaching it. Buck is unfortunately like in his 30s. So these guys, they're not going to be around forever. They might have, 2, 3, 4 years left of the kind of production we've been accustomed to. Hopefully longer than that, but you just never know in the NFL. Once that cliff comes, it comes quick. Like there's no warning. Like the drop off is like immediate and it's fast, and you never know when it's coming once you get on the other side of 30. So yeah, like the defensive line, I think there's a lot more flux in there than what people are really accounting for. And then on top of that, you talk about linebacker, which they've historically drafted. I'm a huge Carly's fan. I think he has a chance to make a really big impact, but there's a hole there right now, and he's unproven. And until he does go make that impact, you don't know what you have. So you might look at a guy like Jahad Campbell, who to me, I've compared pretty much the whole process. He's got a lot of Shaq Leonard in him, like as a playmaker, as rushing the passer, like he can affect the game in so many ways other than just like strictly like off ball linebacker, because we all know that position is kind of really undervalued. And I think like he just fits perfectly with what Lou Anarumo wants to do. The cornerback spot, you've got obviously making the Ward signing is a huge deal. Buying them obviously in the safety room. So I think the secondary you can definitely wait on, but it wouldn't surprise me to see them, go offensive line in round one. If one of these top guys drop, like if Membu's on the board, or if Will Campbell drops for any reason, which I don't really think is going to happen, but like it's the draft, dude. You just never know. So it's hard to pass up on one of those guys. And we saw what happened once Will Fries went down last year. The Colts ranked near the bottom of the league in pressure percentage and stuff like that with Richardson. And so anyway, first pick is in. See what we got. Cam Ward. Jags trading up. There we go. You knew they were going to get aggressive, man. Broncos making an aggressive push to get into the top 10. All these teams are wanting to jump into the top 10, which is kind of crazy. And teams are really comfortable moving back. So Jacksonville Jaguars, Let's see what they do. Golly. You knew Gladstone was going to make a move, man. Like, you knew he was because it's, he's coming from Philadelphia, man. They're aggressive. They don't play around. So, yeah, you knew that was going to happen. So, Jacksonville, this is AFC South news, dude. Like, this is a guy, whoever they pick here, like, this is going to be a guy that they're going to have to contend with, in the AFC South end division. We'll see. Is it Abdul Carter, which to me makes offensive line even higher? To me personally, I think their defensive line is, other than maybe the interior D line, I think their edge rush is kind of good. Obviously with Josh Hines Allen there, other former number 1 overall pick they took a few years back, like those guys, they're pretty tough. So I don't know if Carter goes here. To me, I think this is Travis Hunter. I think we're going to have to deal with Travis Hunter in the AFC South on both sides of the ball. Yeah, that's a good player for sure. I mean, he can affect both sides of the ball. So here we go. Jacksonville gave up a crazy package. I mean, number 2 overall pick in a 4th round and a 6th round. Jacksonville trades number 5 overall, their 2nd round pick, 36, a 4th round pick, and their 2026 first round pick. That's tough for the Browns to pass that up, man. That's a haul. That is crazy. That is crazy. Travis Hunter better, I mean, he's going to have to come in. He's going to have to, like, you've got to be an all-pro to justify that. Maybe not year 1, but, like, you've got to turn into an all-pro player to. Which he's got the talent to do it. So we'll see. Like I said, you pair him with Brian Thomas Jr. there, as a wide receiver, and then they also need cornerback help. So he's a guy that can step in at corner well and make an impact. That's a haul for Cleveland now. Second overall, 4th round, or 2nd round, 4th round, and a 1st round pick next year. Shoosh. Travis Hunter twice a year. These 2 sides have been working on this trade for 2 weeks, and it changes the shape of this draft and Cleveland's approach to quarterback because the Browns now have 2 second-round picks at the top of this draft, and they also have 2 ones next year. Yeah, the Browns have 2 top second-round picks and 2 first-round picks next year. They're moving up to get that type of player. A huge swing from both teams, but both sides believe it's worth it. Travis Hunter there. That we will expect to be hearing momentarily here from Jacksonville. Good thing is with Jacksonville too, like you can afford to do that when you think you have your quarterback. So we'll see. I know there's some rumblings in Indy, man. I think seven's going to be what you're looking at. If the Jets pass on Warren, there's definitely a possibility the Colts can come up. I think in the Panther spot. I think at the number 9 spot, even you could look to move back some. So if those teams are willing to move back, like we'll see. Especially with Denver wanting to get involved, they could possibly be in the Ashton Jeanty hunt. I don't know if they'd be there for a tight end or not, but I think it's definitely possible. That Duval chant is terrible. I don't know. I'm not as high on I think Travis Hunter is like really talented, but in the NFL, I mean, he would be the first to ever do it at at 2 spots like that. Well, not the first, obviously, because Dion played both ways, but not to the level I think Hunter would have to. Let's see. See where we're at. Let's see where we're at. While we're waiting for Marcus to get back in, I'm going to hop off of here and text him and see what he's doing. But we will be back here shortly. We're going to get some stuff situated, and yeah, we'll return here in just a little bit. So just keep your notifications on, and we'll pop back up here in just a minute.
Yo, my microphone stinks so bad, so I have to do it off my phone. But Travis Hunter to the Jaguars is crazy. Crazy, I tell you. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad here. But, you know, it is what it is.
Travis, what is making you jump around this stage
We back.
with glee? You just got drafted as the first two-way player in a long time. What is happening in your heart right now?
I'm just super excited. I get to go back home, but I also.
You guys can hear me?
I'm
see me?
excited that they picked me.
The Jacksonville Jaguars just traded up to get your services to their team. What conversations have you had with them with how you are going to be used in the NFL?
The crazy part is I had no conversation with them outside of the combine, so I didn't know what to expect, and I'm excited that they came and picked me. I wanted to cry, but I can't cry. I'm too excited.
We can feel that. Congratulations, Travis.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Travis Hunter to the Jaguars. Interesting. We'll see how it goes. What position is he going to play is the question. The Giants pick is in. I wonder how good he's going to do, especially in the AFC South. It should be interesting.
I love to throw a bunch of fancy terms about him. Sometimes you got to make it simple. If you want to go out,
Travis Hunter.
He's the first pick. That's what it is.
We got to see 2 times a year. Michael Pittman Jr., Josh Downs. Pretty sure he's going to be on Josh Downs. Should be interesting though. We'll know. We'll see. So the Giants pick is already in, and the Patriots is up next. I wonder who they got so early. Got to be a quarterback, right? Shador?
The New York Giants select Abdul Carter.
Oh, they got Abdul Carter. Oh. Add to defense. What about quarterback? So they found Russell Wilson? Abdul Carter to the Giants. Interesting. So next is the Patriots. The question is, who are the Patriots going to select?
That's a big deal for them to get back to playing defense the way the Giants have done it in the past. Abdul Carter helps get them there.
Giants fans enjoying that pick. It's the 7th State player selected in the top 3. The Giants have taken the last 2. Saquon Barkley in 2018.
I'm thinking wide receiver or no? What do you guys think? Think wide receiver? There's a person in front of me that bought his whole PC to the draft. Like his whole PC built from scratch at the draft. It's insane. The whole pre-built PC. It's all lighting up and stuff. Kind of jealous. It looked nice though. Yeah, Detroit Lions.
We looked at those two teams at 2 and 3, Cleveland and the Giants, as quarterback-needy teams. When they go quarterbacks, so far we've seen one trade and we've seen one pass rusher. So we'll see as we get to the rest of these quarterback teams. Something to follow as we go.
That stuff had to be heavy. It had to be. There's no way.
That's going to be something to keep an eye on. I think New England is disappointed that these two are off the board. Did they hope that a quarterback would somehow go before them so they could select either Travis or Abdul? Probably.
Well, they didn't trade out. The pick is in, and the Browns are on the clock for the second time tonight. We're barely half an hour.
So the Browns had 2 picks.
Joining us, the Jacksonville Jaguars moved up from 5 to 2 to take Travis Hunter. The Browns moved from 2 to 5, got a 1 in next year's draft. There was a swap of 4th round picks. They also, the Cleveland Browns, wound up coughing up another selection in this draft too. Jacksonville to Cleveland for the right.
Right. So Jacksonville moved up and Cleveland moved back. So the question is, who is Cleveland going to select moving backwards?
I'm wearing a New York Giants hat now. What does that tell you about your football future and the commitment the New York City market has made to you?
Yeah, I love it. I appreciate New York. You get everything out of
I appreciate everybody that's hopping in the stream. I know it's been a while, but I'm here. I'm still here.
Just being myself, just being incredible. That's what I am. That's what I do. That's what I've been doing my whole life in New York. I'm coming. Y'all gonna get the best out of me.
Got a great smile, Abdul. Thank you.
Congratulations to him, and congratulations to the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's likely one of the best draft nights in recent memory.
The coach is Draft Sanders.
Verizon Small Business Days are back. All right, Spirits? Closer than you think. That's great. Nice surprise, huh?
Let's have a weekend, yeah, for sure. I had to switch to my phone because my audio for my computer is just janked. So even if Landon was to come back in here, I would not be able to fully hear him.
Don't wait. Get started today.
That face is going to stay like that.
And it's a new computer, so I should have figured that it was going to be like this, but I just did it anyway.
Easy. USA. Check it out today.
This is Roundup for Lawns. This stuff works. This stuff kills weeds down to the root without killing your lawn. This stuff works on dandelions, crabgrass, clover. This stuff works for up to 3 months. This stuff works guaranteed for your money back. This stuff works on big lawns and small lawns.
But I can hear myself now.
This stuff works without killing your lawn.
But the Colts pick's almost here, which is a good thing. So we'll see who the Colts are going to get. I'm interested to see that.
This is Roundup for Lawns. This stuff works. Why do NFL players choose to sleep over smart bed? I like to sleep cool.
And I like to sleep even cooler.
I really like it when both get where we want. Need to sleep over climate cool smart.
Nah, I ain't had to check the kid. Kid can't press me. That man like 4'11". All shoulders, no neck.
With the Chase mobile app, things move a little more.
I tried to get him in here. You can ask him. I tried to get him in the draft because I had a free spot. All my guys couldn't make it, so I had a free spot, but he got kids and stuff, so he wouldn't be able to make it.
Fully custom. Pretty Bud Lights you can fit there. As many Bud Lights as it takes. Lowe's knows the projects you build in spring, the ones you can't wait to share. It's why we make sure you have the best deals on My Lowe's rewards, and then you get help from people who've been there, done that. This spring, we'll help you build something rewarding. Next day, amazing. Back in the queue. I got something for you. Lowe's knows how to help you spring.
This quality is really good, really? Don't hype me up like that. Yeah, I'm using my phone right now. That's loud. I got a MacBook computer, so I just use my phone. The service isn't bad though. In this one, it was terrible in Detroit, but the service in here is a little bit better. I look all professional, whatever. I got a nice tie on today. Sunlight. The Wi-Fi was free in here. You didn't have to go through all those pop-up pages and stuff. I don't know where Pac-Man went, but it's not a lot of people in this one compared to last year, where it was like thousands and thousands going down. Who the Patriots got?
The 2025 NFL Draft, the New England Patriots select Will Campbell.
Oh, Patriots got Will Campbell. Nice. My boy Will's gone. Gone to New England, the Ops. That's not a bad pick. It's not bad. Don't mind me.
He started as soon as he got on campus there at LSU. When guys get into him, he does have a firm base and can recover as well. The temperament to finish is outstanding. You see that here in the run game as he's able to displace defenders and create a lot of movement there at the
Will Campbell. Interesting. The real question is, where's the food? I need the food. I'm so hungry. I had McDonald's earlier, but it's not enough. I gotta eat. Can't connect. All right, Cleveland, you are next. Somebody just screamed Duval in here. That was kind of loud. Oh, there's Pac-Man. Oh, he's crying. Don't make me emotional. I'm not good for that. What a moment.
We can feel that. We absolutely can feel that. Well, you are brought to New England to protect Drake May. What kind of tone are you going to set on this offensive line?
I'm gonna fight and die to protect them with everything I've got.
Congratulations, Mom.
And as you can tell, that was not familiar. From Monroe, Louisiana, now heading to Foxborough, Massachusetts.
You better protect him good.
Which with the Cleveland Browns having next at 5, my understanding is they got several calls.
The Cleveland Browns select Mason Graham.
Mason Graham to the Browns. They fail for Mason. Not bad.
There we go. There we go.
Whoa.
Hey.
I figured it out.
Yeah,
Backup
there we
button
go.
is working.
All right. So where are we at? Where are we at?
Mason Graham to the Browns.
Raiders take Jeanty. So I don't know. I probably just spoiled that for everybody, but
The Jaguars moved up to get Hunter.
that they did. That they did, man. I mean, it's a bold move. And you knew, like, as soon as Gladstone was hired, which is kind of what I said on the live stream while you were gone, is like once he comes, like, obviously you know where he's coming from with the Rams and all that kind of stuff. And we know how aggressive they are. So yeah, dude, once he was hired on, Big Noah, what's up, big dog? You're going to get somebody that's aggressive. So, yeah, it's a big haul though, dude. Like that's a crazy haul for a non-quarterback. That's my thing with it is like Hunter's going to have to basically be an all-pro player. Like, I mean, you're going to have like at multiple positions. Like he's going to have to be like Pro Bowl corner, Pro Bowl wide receiver. Because you're basically just nuking 2 drafts, like for a non-quarterback. So we'll see. I think he's really talented though. Like he's good. And pairing him with Brian Thomas Jr., I'm glad the Colts invested in their secondary, because if we had to roll out what we rolled out last year, and we saw what Brian Thomas Jr. did to him anyway, you got to roll out that same secondary against Travis Hunter and Brian Thomas Jr. Oof.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, especially to see which side he plays most, especially coming in the
I think he's going to be a
spring.
wide receiver. I think he'll play mostly on wide receiver.
Yeah, that's fair.
So,
Next
yeah.
up is the Raiders. I wonder who they're going to get.
I am going to bet everything I have that they're going to take Ashton Jeanty, because I already know what to pick. So it's not really betting anything. Oh wow. How could he have known? So pick 7. This is the pick for the Colts to watch. So if you're a Colts fan and you're wanting to see if Tyler Warren's going to drop or one of these tight ends is going to drop, this is the pick you want to look out for, right? It's pick 7 with the Jets. There's been so much smoke about them being just absolutely in love with Tyler Warren. But if you look at the roster, that the right side of their offensive line and their offensive line in general, especially going out and getting Justin Fields and all that, like, it is horrendous, So the smart pick, in my opinion, would be in the trenches for them. Like, I would pick Membo here if I was the general manager of the Jets. Obviously, I'm not. But if they do go with Membo, then that's where I'm going to start looking into like the trade or anything like that to go. So
Jeanty to the Raiders.
Yeah, you're like way behind, brother. Yeah, this is going to be the pick for the Colts, dude. If Warren goes, then yeah, this is for all you Warren or bust people, like the guy earlier, Tyler Warren, or I'm jumping off a bridge. Like, you're probably jumping off a bridge. You have to pray if you want a tight end that Loveland drops there. The Jets passed on him. The Jets passed on Tyler Warren. So Armand Membo, that was the pick. So now, does Chris Ballard make the move up that he tried to make up last year for Brock Bowers? Does he make the trade with Carolina or the Saints at the number 9 spot? Do they make the trade? And does he go up and get his tight end instead of, waiting? We've seen a much more aggressive Chris Ballard this offseason. So this is what I was saying. If the Jets don't pick Membo, this is where we need to kind of have our antennas up for the Colts making a move, because I can tell you there have been discussions. There have been discussions on going up in this draft. So that's probably, I don't know if it's breaking news, but that's what we do on the show. Yeah, there's been talks. They've been talking about it for a while. So there's been discussions about getting up to number 8, possibly number 9, trying to jump Chicago, and go in on Warren. That's where we're at. So we'll see if the move gets made.
We should definitely see. I kind of like this whole Jeanty to the Raiders move, though. Nice, fun, explosive running back.
Yeah, I like it for them. I think they could. To me, he's the best. He's the best player in this draft. So even over Travis Hunter, I think. So yeah, I think they got the best player in the draft, in my opinion, regardless of position. It's still a running back.
Ashton You are
Well,
going to the
That's a good pick.
entertainment capital of the world to play football. What makes you a headliner for the Las Vegas Raiders?
he's gonna be a monster.
I'm ready to go entertain each and every week
Oh
on
yeah,
Sunday.
ticket sales is booming.
The commissioner.
Raiders new head coach Pete Carroll loves to build a team around running the football. He used to coach one of your favorites in Marshawn Lynch. How will you bring?
You know, as much people as here, I still think Detroit was the biggest venue over Wisconsin. There's a lot of people here, but see why we can't have Journey here. Browns have a draft party, and Journey's over there performing.
Oh, Journey?
Yeah, they're performing in Cleveland.
That's sick, actually. Well, like it depends. Like, is it actually Journey? Like with Steve Perry? Like, is it like the real Journey, or is it like the fake
real
Journey?
Journey.
Steve Perry's there?
I guess so. They were just but don't stop believing. Oh yeah, Luke, your fantasies right there, fantasy star. Genty gonna be on a lot of rosters.
Does Carolina make the pick? Do they want Jalen Walker?
You right?
Yeah, dude. I just had a freaking like crazy big bug just land somewhere on me. I don't even know where this thing's at. Jesus Christ.
I didn't read the laugh, but that was funny.
No, dude, that's hilarious. Came out of nowhere. I don't even know where that thing went.
I didn't know that one. All right, Jets pick is in. Who's the Jets going to get?
Let's see. There it is. I found it. That thing is huge.
What was it?
Huh?
I said, what was it?
I don't know if you guys ever have these where you're from, but obviously out here in the country here in Kentucky, we have these things we call stink bugs. Do you guys have stink bugs? It was a stink bug, bro. Inside my house. I guess it got out. I guess it got in when I let my dog out earlier. It flew in or something. But yeah, I got to get this thing out of here. My wife's going to be mad. Oh, dude, they're so awful. They are everywhere. Year round, too. Like they used to be like only, during fall or something like that. Yeah. Like we get them in winter. Like even the cold doesn't kill them. You can't get rid of these damn things, dude.
I wish there was an effect you could do like an instant replay and just watch how fast you flew off the camera.
Oh yeah, dude. That's what's crazy though. Is like I'm not even scared of like the only thing I'm ever like really like frightened of is like wasps and bees and stuff because I'm allergic to them. So anytime there's like, that's terrible. I don't know if that's ever happened to me, Luke, but I can imagine. But yeah, like I'm allergic to wasps and bees. So anytime there's a wasp or a bee around me, I freak out. I do not like it. But you can put me around snakes, spiders, alligators, like anything else. Doesn't even phase me. Like I'll half the time, like if I see a snake and I know it's not poisonous, I'll pick the damn thing up. Like it doesn't even bother me one bit. But yeah, I don't mess with wasps at all. Only thing in the world I'm probably scared of, other than watching the Colts play football on Sunday. It's terrifying.
So the Jets selected Armand Nimble.
That was the pick. So like you want to see what Carolina does now. If Carolina moves back, then if he made it past 7, this is where you want to look for. So let's see. And the fact that I haven't seen anything on Carolina, I mean, they're trying to move
They might
back.
move down.
I mean, like I said, there's been calls, like there's discussions about it. So, and it's something that I put out earlier today, earlier this morning, around lunch or something. You'd have to time stamp the thing, but I said, basically what I'm saying now is like, there's this is where you need to put your radars up if you're a Colts fan. If Warren makes it past 7, this is where the possibility of a move arises. So, Panthers, though, they're staying put. They are taking Tet McMillan, wide receiver.
That'd be a good pick.
Well, that's who they picked.
Like that.
Yeah, that's who they picked. So I don't hate it. I think with Bryce Young and them trying to get what they can out of him, so that means we made it to, we're at pick 9 now. None of the tight ends are there.
Almost there.
This is also like Chicago wanted running back. They wanted Jeanty, like all that. They love Loveland. I've heard they have Loveland ranked higher than Warren. So, but you don't ever know. They might just take the best one. And if, the consensus is Warren on that, which I don't think it is. To me, it's been, if you followed me for a while now, you know where I stand on the argument. To me, Colston Loveland's the best tight end in this class. He has been for 2 years. He's been the best. He's been tight end 1 for 2 years. And it's nothing changes that. I mean, he hasn't done anything to me to lose that spot. So I think his ability to change directions, the lower body, the footwork, the route running, his ability to get open one-on-one is just so rare for a guy that size. Like you can't teach it. Where Warren, I think he's a really good player. I think where Warren has him beat is obviously versatility. Able to line up at quarterback, able to line up at running back, able to take sweeps. And I think yards after catch. Tyler Warren, once he gets the ball in his hands, is just a whole different ball game. Like the dude is a tank once he has the ball in his hands. He's one of those rare guys at that spot where he can take a 3-yard dump off and you're going to get 7 or 8 yards out of it, just almost guaranteed. You're not going to see him get tackled one-on-one very often. That's, to me, is like the main difference between the two. That's where I think Tyler Warren excels and where he has probably everybody but Ashton Jeanty, honestly, in this entire class beat is his ability to make guys miss and, yards after catch and stuff like that. But other than that, man, like I'm cool with either one. I just want a good football player. So I just want a good football player.
They can't mess this up, man. They can't.
Oh, they can very
easily. They can, but
yeah, they can very easily mess this up, dude. They usually do more often than not. Like they usually do mess it up. They find a way to outsmart themselves a lot of times. So
be aggressive like he was in free agency.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We've seen a different Chris Ballard this offseason. Obviously, his feet to the flames. He's got to do something big. So
I was so surprised to see Pac-Man in here. I thought he would be fighting for a TNA Tag Team Championship. He's so
Pac-Man
short.
Jones,
Yeah, he's so short.
he is. He is a smaller guy, which is all the more amazing how good he was.
Yeah, he was a dog. Put craziness aside.
I love Tet. Tet was always wide receiver 1 in this class. It's crazy. People like overthought him and had him like Todd McShay had him ranked 50th, like the 50th best player in this class. There's no way there's 40 something guys better than Tet McMillan was in this class. So Saints are on the clock right now. We'll see what happens there. They're another yeah, that's we'll see if Ballard grew say. Honestly, like to me, I think you stay put. Like I don't think you move up. I like the landing spot. He's the clear cut number 1 guy there. Like clear cut. He's gonna have no competition for wide receiver 1 snaps. So if you're a fantasy football player, Ted McMillan should 1000% be on your board. Obviously, I know you do the fantasy stuff, Luke. So I think as far as like workload goes, I think it's an unbelievable landing spot for workload. Really, to me, it depends. The offensive line isn't terrible there. It could use some work. Obviously, they have the rest of the draft to address that. And as long as Bryce Young can take a step forward,
Yep.
I think he could be a really,
Give it to the
I think he'd
Panthers.
be a really good pick for him. So, and this is going to help him out. Like this dude has obviously with his frame, he's just massive. Yeah, he's a big target. It's going to be hard to miss a guy like Ted McMillan. Was there not much tech? You didn't really hear much about it. Really, I mean, really, all the money, and not just saying like betting wise, but all the smoke has been on Jalen Walker, ending up in Carolina. So that's really the name that you've heard the most if you've kind of followed along with stuff is Jalen Walker to 8 at Carolina. Yeah, we'll see what happens. As far as with him, we'll see if there's a fall. Shoot, he might go 9th to the Saints. There's been some talk about that as well. So until that pick comes in, we'll see how that goes. But I think the Saints really I think you're looking. Everybody's penciled in quarterback. To me, I think you're still looking at offensive line for the Saints. They've obviously with Ramczyk retiring, that's massive. They've took some hits this offseason along their offensive line. Ramczyk retiring is huge for that team. I think you've got to go offensive line. So we'll see if they hold on to the pick, if somebody moves up and takes it. But that's if I was betting, that's probably where my money would go. As soon as the Ramczyk news was announced, that's kind of was like, okay, there's no way they can't address, you can't ignore it. And there's still some good guys there. So
McMillan's about to make Bryce's life a little bit easier.
he's gonna make it a heck of a
Throw it
lot
up to
easier.
him. Yep, just throw it up to him. I say, especially in that division too. It's a little bit lighter. (6'4", 219).
Big body guy. Big body guy. So yeah, it looks like there you go right there. Saints. Kelvin Banks Jr. from Texas. So yeah, they did go offensive line. The next
I
hurdle
like
to
how the
fall.
audio isn't matching the TV.
Yeah. The next domino to fall now is going to be Chicago. We'll see if they take a tight end. Like I said, I've heard that they have Loveland as tight end one over Warren. So if they do take a tight end, I don't know if it'll be Warren. I think there's a strong chance that it's Loveland, based off how he kind of fits with the guy that's already there with the Komet at tight end, and they can run 12 personnel with that guy with those guys, which they do like to do, obviously. But yeah, we'll see. Ben Johnson there. But yeah, I mean, this is shaping up not too bad for Indy. I think there's still some really good players.
Looking good, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're in a spot anyway. Like I said, I think you could go either way. Like, I think a guy like Gray Zabel, who's not going to excite a lot of fans, you're going to hear that, and everybody's probably going to freak out if it happens. But I think that would be just an unbelievable pick for them. I think it immediately keeps their offensive line near the top of the league, which is really where you want to be, obviously. So, I mean, obviously, you guys know, like I said, you guys know my love of Jahad Campbell. I have him as top 5 player in this draft. I think he's just an unbelievable player. And obviously, the news came out. He's going to be ready for training camp off of the torn labrum surgery, so should be good to go for camp. I've compared him, which I hate comparing guys, but when I watch him, he impacts the game. Maybe not in exactly the same way, but he impacts the game like Darius Leonard did. And if I think he has so much untapped potential as a pass rusher, getting after the quarterback. I think he's just the ultimate chess piece at linebacker. I think pass coverage, run stopping is unreal. His athleticism is incredible. And then his ability to get after the quarterback. I think Lou Anarumo would have an absolute field day with a guy like that. So, and he, to me, like that and like a pass rusher are like really like the two like main pieces, for this defense that I think if they land a guy like Jahad Campbell and then they're able to maybe, add another pass rusher somewhere in this draft that can make an impact this year, I think sky's the limit. Like, I do think they could have a borderline top 10 defense this year. I think it's definitely not out of the equation. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Yep, there we go. I said it on the show. Colston Loveland. So,
freaking genius.
Colston Loveland, tight end 1. Well, really, it was like I said, it's just based off of what I hear, and then like you look at the fit as well. Loveland was always tight end 1 to me, and then you look at the fit. They obviously have a guy like Cole Kmet already, who is more of that inline role. That guy who's going to be more of a blocker, and Loveland just fits like a glove. Like he fits that team like a glove. They can play 12 personnel now with him. Obviously, I think to me what makes him tight end 1 is his frame. Like he's barely light. I mean, he's only 20 years old. This guy's 20 years old. He's only a few pounds lighter than Loveland or Warren, and his arms, like with his frame, like he has the ability to, put on 10 pounds of muscle, and with his arm length and his frame and his change of direction, he could be every bit, if not better, of an inline blocker than Tyler Warren is and that he's touted to be. And I think when you look at them as receivers, especially as far as like separation, getting open, because that's the name of the game in the NFL, right? We've seen guys like Alec Pierce who kind of struggle with that short area separation. Yeah, great as a deep ball guy, but that's really kind of what's held him back from taking that leap is, his inability to separate at a high level in the NFL. I think Tyler Warren, it's the same thing. You put on tape where he's, matched up man to man, he's generating no separation. The good news is I think he's an absolutely elite jump ball specialist. Like the ball gets near him, it is getting caught. So, we'll see. But yeah, Colston Loveland. That's that was it.
Full coverage of the thrilling 2025 matchups. Maybe where teams just wrap the I know. It's basically
Why is everybody over there?
Guys, get ready and
I think
buckle up for the greatest season of your
they got the
lives.
picks coming in for the press. I hate Bears fans here.
Dallas.
They don't have their shirts on. It's freezing outside.
49ers taking Michael Williams. So you got Dallas, Miami, and the Colts. So the next hurdle, to me, I don't think Dallas goes tight end. I think Miami, there's definitely a chance they can go Tyler Warren. Which would be absolutely, I mean, it's very similar to like the Brock Bowers situation. So
Right.
it'd be absolutely hilarious. The Colts talk all the time about, we hear all this talk about tight end constantly, and both tight ends go, one, goes 10, the other one goes 13 to Miami. Colts are left, holding the bag once again, like they seem to do every year. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Miami goes, but
Just announced the pick already. I've been waiting for food for almost an hour. I have not seen one plate hit a table.
The 2025 NFL Draft.
Blues was kind of loud, huh? 6'5", 248.
well, all I'm saying is if I have Colston Loveland tight end 1 and Ben Johnson has Colston Loveland tight end 1, maybe he was tight end 1 all along. Maybe the real tight end 1, like Colts Film Room said in our chat, maybe the real tight end 1 was the friends we made along the way. But
hey, y'all be on to something, man. People just don't listen. His comparison is Tyler Eifert. I get nervous the closer the pick gets. I get nervous. They're performing Beyonce at the draft, and it's not Beyonce.
What if they take Shadir Sanders at 14? What are you going to do?
What
would your reaction
be
be?
speechless. I'd be speechless. I'll be like, what? That'll just be the weirdest quarterback room. Richardson, you pay money to Daniel Jones, and then you draft Shador. That don't even make sense. I feel like you just wasted a pick. What would you do if they got Shador?
Oh, dude. The troll job I would do, like, people would probably want to SWAT my house because of what I would be. Like, yeah, that would be incredible, honestly. I would, yeah. I think it'd be hilarious, honestly. It would be so on brand for this team to, like, if Tyler Warren's there or Gray Zabel or basically anybody, and they take Shadir Sanders 14, it was so on brand. And it would be like a fitting end to like Chris Ballard's last draft. Because that's what it would be.
That'd be wild.
That would be hilarious, bro.
Almost forgot Mac Jones went to the 49ers. The 49ers are just a team that's, I don't know. Who do you think the 49ers should get? They lost so many players.
They got Michael Williams.
What? I have to go look. Probably for 11, yeah. I don't think he's a fan of Tyler Warren.
Who?
Shad, what do you think?
Who?
Shad, he just tweeted the F-bomb.
Oh. You never know with him, bro. Shoot, he could already know what the pick is. You don't ever know. Dallas could take Tyler Warren, and he might already know about it. So, or maybe Denver moved up, and they've been trying to get up. So maybe Denver trades with Dallas, and they go up and take Tyler Warren, and that's ball game. So,
and who does that leave us with?
I think you gotta go offensive line or pass rusher.
The broadcast on TV said the 49ers should get Tyler Warren. Little do they know.
I mean, well, they're not, but I don't think it'd be a terrible move for him. Oh man, they just showed that graphic of the Colts the quarterbacks, and the Colts is just hilarious.
Such a joke, right?
For the moment, let's send
Terrible. Terrible. But also too, like, I mean, if he's not there, I think offensive line's smart pick, but bro, Jahad Campbell is just they take Jahad Campbell, I'm losing my shit. It's
I want to hit a reaction of the room if we get John Campbell.
man, I think he's just a stud. I think he wears the green dot year one. I mean, he's incredible. He's an incredible football player.
An hour and still no food.
The 2025 NFL Draft.
Yeah, Nick Bosa
Kinda
needs a
hungry.
running mate on the opposite.
Even though I ate before I got here, I'm still hungry.
Yeah, my boss actually he bought us all lunch today. He had lunch delivered, so
That's nice.
but it is super awesome. Yeah, especially after I just gave him $46,000 yesterday. we bought a new car yesterday, so
I'm about to say that's a lot of money.
yeah, not cheap. Yeah, we paid $46K for it, but brand new, beautiful vehicle. So Cowboys take Tyler Booker. Beautiful. So yeah,
Keep on falling.
so to me, I think, like I said, there's three guys that I've got my eye on here that the Colts could land in this draft, and I think there's obviously Tyler Warren, obviously Jahad Campbell, and I think Gray Zabel is a name that hasn't really been spoken about a lot, but I think he needs to be in the discussion. He's a guy that can immediately slot in at guard for now, and you feel incredible, about your offensive line moving forward, like incredible, because you still have your swing tackle, possible right tackle of the future after Braden Smith. You already have that on lock. Your right guard situation, center is obviously a question mark. Bordellini, was good in spurts last year. Yeah, but still an unknown, right? Like he hasn't played a full season there. You don't know how it progresses. You'd like to think that he's going to be a really good player, but it's just unknown. Well, it's kind of the same thing with all of them, right? You don't know until they do it. So I think he's going to be, I think he's going to be just fine. I'm not worried about him at all. But you feel Gray Zabel's the pick. You feel really good about your offensive line. Jahad Campbell is the pick. You feel really, really good about your defense. And Tyler Warren's the pick. You feel good about your tight end room. So I think there's really no way you can lose here. Now, I mean, if the Colts, man, they cannot go with any of those three. They can go with some Division II player out of Louisiana
Small school.
Technical Institute of Artificial Intelligence that nobody's heard of, and you just don't ever know. But Tyler Booker to the Cowboys, that's a heck of a pick for them. He fits them so well. I like the player. I just never saw the fit with Indianapolis with how much they pull their guards and get them out on the move. He's not a guy that's gonna do that kind of stuff at a high level. So I don't know if the fit would have been great here. I think he fits Dallas perfectly for what they want to do. I think it's a great selection for Dallas. Really good pick. Might be my favorite pick of the draft so far. As far as fit and player, really big fan of that selection. It's not exciting, right? You're not gonna jump up and down, picking a guard, like you would Travis Hunter or Ashton Jeanty or any of those guys. But he's a guy that you'll appreciate having, on Sundays. So this is the next hurdle. Obviously, pick 13.
I'm so nervous.
I think there's definitely a shot. The two names I've heard that the Colts have. So obviously we know they have blue players, right? These are the top players on their board. I've heard in this class they only had two players that were considered blue players, and one was Tyler Warren and the other was Jahad Campbell. And I think if either one of those guys are available, I think that's the pick. If both of them are available, I think they go Tyler Warren. Shane Steichen, offense. Obviously, I think they go offense. They've invested some in the defense. I think they invest in the offense. But yeah, they're going to get one of those two players. That's going to be the pick, in my opinion. If Warren goes here to Miami, I think we have. I think Jahad Campbell's the pick. If he doesn't go to Miami, I think Warren's the pick. So we'll see.
I like it. Pretty much the best player available at that point.
Yes, I agree. Yeah.
They asked how Booker was feeling. Like you couldn't tell, he just ran down the whole backstage to go to the front. Like, slow down, don't get hurt. Somebody in the elite chat said, watch us draft Shador.
That would be, yeah. Yeah.
Somebody said, imagine Warren is there and Chris goes Taylor. The Dolphins pick is in. Here we
That
go.
was quick.
I'm nervous.
That was quick. I know the Dolphins like Tyler Warren, so we'll see if they actually make the move. I think there's a lot bigger needs for them, though, than tight end. There we go. Tyler Warren's a Colt.
Yeah, I seen Kiefer just tweeted it. Miami took Kenneth Grant.
Yep.
Wow.
Tyler Warren.
For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side. Every year,
Now we gotta get Ben in here.
Say we gotta get who?
Colts film room.
Oh yeah.
So there we go.
You try to put the elite chat on fire, I see.
Oh.
Dolphins fans in here are happy.
I've been hearing about this
Think they got great.
since he was a true freshman. Going up there and meeting with the coaches.
One of them said, "We got our guy."
We got our guy. Yep. Let's see if we can get Ben in here.
That's one of the guys we would talk about him being similar to. Just a very
I think the thing now for me, obviously, so like I like Tyler Warren, like the fit more than I like Tyler Warren, the individual player. I think, like I said, obviously his yards after catch ability, his ability to high point the football. I think the red zone, his versatility, you can line him up in the backfield, you can line him up at quarterback, you can line him up basically anywhere. You can line him up in the slot, you can line him up in line. Very versatile chess piece for Shane Steichen to play with. It just worries me, like, for him to be effective in the way he was at Penn State, you're going to have to make it a concerted effort to get the ball in his hands very quickly, because he's not going to be a guy that, you're going to have run a full route tree. He's not going to be a guy that's going to be able to get open, very, by running routes, basically. You can't just throw him out there and expect him to run the full route package, just in my opinion. So you're going to want to use, a lot of a lot of crossers, a lot of screens, a lot of pitches, like stuff like that to get the ball in his hands. That's what he's most. So, yeah, and I don't hate the fit at all. I think it's a good fit for what they would want to do, and we'll see. So, you get to go in. You about to go into the media room and interview and all that stuff. You going in there?
Yeah. Whatever he gets in there. Yeah, whenever he gets in there, go in there. But
here he is again watching
the question is when. I don't even know what number they're on. They usually announce it like on the microphone, but they haven't been announcing it at all. Great draft. So far, so good, right? Now the question is, what are we going to do with the next pick?
You have to invest in the trenches. I mean, you
right. I like this camera quality on my phone.
They were able to do that. They snapped it to him, handed it to him.
What was that? You're breaking up.
Send it down the seam.
I said I like the camera quality.
Possibly get the ball to 44. They were getting the ball.
Safety from Ohio State. Like I said, he came through his first pass. He said, "You're there, throwing pass, H-back, through tight end." He can do so many.
Somebody just compared him to Travis Kelce.
Not even remotely close.
Somebody on NFL Network did that.
He was a three-sport player in high school. He played baseball. He played basketball. You see some of his basketball highlights. They're ridiculous. They're throwing alley-oops and stuff. So he's going up and getting the ball like this over top of people's heads. We got to talk to him a couple times this past year, man. And on top of it, he's so smart. But the ways in which they use him, so much mental horsepower. It's so versatile. You're right. I mean, he fell right to the you got maybe the best player at the position, and he fell right to you. Never do a thing.
This is just a listing of all the different places that he lined up over the course of his college career. By the way, the last time the Colts took a first-round tight end worked out pretty well. It was Dallas Clark, who was an All-Pro. And again, the celebrations are on in the hometowns tonight. Mechanicsville, Virginia, pardon me. They're celebrating in his home and celebrating at his
All right.
This stuff works guaranteed.
Jim Irsay sent out the tweet. T.Y. Hilton sent out the tweet. Almost thought about NBA playoffs. Hilton said he loved the pick.
Generation after generation, tool after tool, again and again.
So much for hosting, sweetie. I hear you found someone special. Yeah, he's a keeper. Is that food for the fridge?
Well, there we go.
Grow veggies for Peter.
There we go. Are we going to do the whole draft, or are we just going up to the Colts pick?
I said we can go up to the Colts pick. And then if they go, put them in the press room, I can go in there and do it. Plus,
The
I can
Colts
try to
already
bribe them
picked.
for food too.
That's why I was asking. Is like, how long are we?
Quickly compare insurance options and find the right
Where are we
coverage.
going?
I need the bathroom. Open door. Everyone likes big moves. From the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power, the Eco 22-inch aluminum deck mower with select cut.
I'm gonna do the press room.
All right, dude.
But
Well,
if the Colts happen to do anything crazy, I know
wow,
it's
yeah,
right.
no. There we go. All right, man. Have fun.
All right. Yes, sir.
All right,
Thanks.
dude.
Appreciate you guys for tuning in. The Colts selected Tyler Warren for their first pick. It was great. If he comes to the press room, I'm going to try to get it. So you guys stay tuned for that. But other than that, it's a coaching shot. We'll be back tomorrow for the Colts pick. If the Colts wind up trading up and getting another pick, I'll come right back. But other than that, I'm going to enjoy the draft, find some food. Appreciate you guys. See you next time.
And really just be a father figure that I never had.